Only on two seniors targeted in broad daylight. The couple held at gunpoint outside their Southside home.
We're live in West Chesterfield, where one of the victims spoke exclusively to CBS 2's Asal Razan. Asal.
Brad, the targets of this robbery, a 70-year-old husband and wife. They were just getting inside of their car this morning when a man pulled up in a rental truck, put a gun up to their face before taking their things and getting away.
At this point, CNN and MSNBC might as well declare that there's a war going on between sunmen and senior citizens. Because I promise you, for every one video I do on this topic, there are 100 videos that I don't do. Okay? As I'm going through the news channels every day, as I'm going through the internet, as I'm going through Newsbreak, the different apps, news apps, I'm reading articles here and looking at the stuff you guys send me, Daily Mail, just different places. There is literally a one-sided war. If you take Bernard Berry out of the situation, and salute to Bernard Berry, man. If anybody has an update on what the update is with this brother, who stood up, the old OG who stood up for himself, man, as he did so many times before, because he was twice previously convicted of murder in the 70s, but a few months ago, a son man tried to carjack him and got dealt with on the spot. But many of you guys were wondering what he was actually locked up for in the 70s. So Berry was convicted back in 1970 in connection to the April 1969 death of Chicago police officer Irwin Jackson. Officer Jackson was accidentally shot and killed by his partner while they were trying to arrest Berry back in 1969. The accidental shooting occurred while Officer Jackson was trying to wrestle a firearm out of Bernard Berry's hands, which Officer Jackson's partner fired 3 shots. 2 struck Berry and 1 fatally struck Officer Jackson. Berry was originally charged in the killing of Officer Jackson, but the charges were later amended to aggravated assault, and Berry was sentenced to 8 years in prison for the offense. Then in 1975, Berry was convicted of murder and sentenced to 90 years in prison. However, Berry was paroled in 2005. They call him Barry and Berry in this story, which is strange, but whatever.
Brad, the targets of this robbery, a 70-year-old husband and wife. They were just getting inside of their car this morning when a man pulled up in a rental truck, put a gun up to their face before taking their things and getting away. An armed robber targets a couple on the south side first thing Monday morning. A neighbor's home surveillance camera catching the whole thing on camera. The woman you see holding a cane in the video agreed to talk to us as long as we don't reveal her identity. She says it happened right outside of their home as her husband was getting ready to drive her to work. A rental van pulls up behind their parked car.
We just assumed it was a U-Haul. Somebody coming to do some work for our neighbor next door.
That's when she heard a car door slam.
And when I turned and looked, I saw the guy had got out the car and he was coming toward me holding a gun.
She tells me in that moment, she froze. In the video, you can see him snatching her purse from her hand before making his way around the car towards her husband.
Imagine the fear, the unmitigated fear that this woman had in her heart. And you know, old people got weak bladders, man, and weak hearts. And, you know, this woman could have had a heart attack, man. I just really listen, man. I just really I despise these dudes that do this stuff, man. I hate them, man. Picking on these senior citizens all the time, punching them, playing a knockout game with them. Assaulting them, robbing them. It's just sad, man. This is the despicable behavior, man. Make sure you share these videos so the world can see what's going on, man. So other old people can be aware. Because I think old people, they're still on that. I love what the young people are doing nowadays. It reminds me of when I marched with Dr. King back in the 60s. Shh. Listen, old folk. All these people now doing is emboldening criminals, man. And making it harder on y'all.
Just assume it was a U-Haul. Somebody coming to do some work for our neighbor next door.
That's when she heard a car door slam.
And when I turned and looked, I saw the guy had got out the car and he was coming toward me holding a gun.
She tells me in that moment, she froze. In the video, you can see him snatching her purse from her hand before making his way around the car towards her husband.
And my husband said, I don't have anything. I don't have a wallet.
You then see the suspect running back to the van, almost driving over the sidewalk, backing up before speeding away.
One of my neighbors from across the street came up and said, are y'all okay? Are y'all hurt? I saw the gun. I saw the man with the gun coming towards y'all.
She tells me they have been extra cautious with the recent spike in carjackings and shootings.
Or at least he didn't do any of that crazy shooting where we've heard so much about in the city about people getting shot.
She says she's just grateful all the suspect got away with was her purse.
Nothing that I can replace. At least we have our lives, and we're just thankful for that.
That husband and wife, understandably still shaken up, along with neighbors in this area. Police are still looking for that rental van and the suspect. We're reporting live in West Chesterfield. SL Razai, CBS 2 News.